Is there anything wrong with having sex? Is it sinful to have sex outside of marriage, even if you are married? Is it right for teenagers to have premarital sex in order to fulfill their needs and wants while still developing emotionally? It can be difficult for people living in contemporary culture to believe that sexual morality is dead, that abstinence isn't. God intended sex to be experienced in a committed marital relationship. When God brought Adam and Eve together in marriage, He created the one-flesh connection. Genesis 2:24 says that a man will leave his family and join with his wife, becoming one flesh. There are many verses that declare sex outside of marriage to be wrong. Acts 15:20, 1 Corinthians 5:1, 6:13, 18, 10-8, 2 Corinthians 12:21, Galatians 5:19, Ephesians 5:3, Colossians 3:5, 1 Thessalonians 4:3, Jude 7. Before getting married, Christians are strictly instructed to refrain from sexual intimacy. God only permits one kind of sex between a husband and wife, Hebrews 13:4. It's true that God's truth is eternal, not antiquated or unrealistic. However, God's truth isn't always simple. Sexual abstinence before marriage is often difficult and needs dedication, self-control, and planning. In some respects, it causes a person to be a rebel in a sexually enlightened society. The sexual enlightenment movement has given our society a lot of undesirable consequences: porn addiction, sexually transmitted diseases, emotional trauma, and elective abortion. Many people in today's culture believe that the aim of a night out is to find someone to sleep with for casual sex. Singles go from bar to bar looking for a stranger to have casual sex. Maybe you're in a committed relationship, maybe even engaged to be married. Sex would not be casual for you. God wants you to wait until after you get married before engaging in sexual intimacy. Saving this unique, God-given intimacy for marriage will strengthen your bond and avoid future blunders. Abstinence is often seen as unattainable because no one has shown them how to do it. If someone just wags a finger and tells you, "Don't have sex before marriage," but doesn't offer the tools to live that advice, it becomes a lot more difficult to follow. Here are some suggestions from individuals who have struggled with this issue and then honored God in their choices. Communicate with your partner. Talk about why you want to wait until after marriage for sex, and what makes it so special that you want to wait. Don't spend time alone together in romantic settings without parental supervision. Be completely honest in your communication. Don't lead each other down a path of temptation. Prepare yourself to have sex with someone else, the person you marry. Include God in all your decisions. Galatians 5:16. In order to honor God with our bodies, we must abstain from sexual activity prior to marriage. We can all be rebels, and God will honor those who dedicate themselves to His plan for sexual intimacy. Decide about the person you want to marry. Discuss this with your friends and family members. Ask them what qualities they seek in a spouse and why these traits are important. Philippians 4:8. Don't settle for a poor mate, but pray that God will lead you to the one. Make a commitment to yourself and your future spouse that neither of you will be involved with anyone else sexually until the wedding night. Pray for strength not to engage in sexual activity before marriage. Plan your dates around activities other than sexual intimacy. Pray for your future spouse and ask God to lead him or her to you. Be creative in enjoying each other's company, but wait until marriage to have sex. Ephesians 5:3. Attend a church where the congregation is abstinent before marriage. A supportive community will surround you and encourage your decision to abstain. Respect yourself by knowing who you are and what you want in a future spouse. For example, it's important to talk about your feelings with each other. Ephesians 5:4. Set a standard for sexual activity, and stick to it no matter how difficult it may be. Be aware of your physical and emotional state, and know when to say enough. Communicate with your partner about what you're feeling and ask them to do the same. Ephesians 5:5. If you break your abstinence agreement, apologize to each other and recommit yourselves to the agreement. 1 Corinthians 6:13-18. Genesis 2:24. Galatians 5:16. Ephesians 5:3, 4, 5. Philippians 4:8. Colossians 3:5-10.